Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for the delay to this video today. Um, these things happen, I'm afraid, at the moment, working at home. Hopefully I'll have a good good uh, good time management next week and we'll have all of these out on time. So what we're going to look at today is the shape of some curves. The first thing we're going to look at today is the shape of specific bits of curves, or part of a curve, I suppose. And the four shapes we're going to look at are these bits here. So there's four of those all together, and there's names for the top two, and there's a different name for the bottom two. So, excuse me. So this the first two up here, we call these convex. These first two parts of a curve are called convex, and the easiest way to find out whether something is convex or the other thing, which we'll talk about in a sec, is by drawing a chord. If I pick any 2 points on my curve and draw a chord between them, you'll notice that the chord is entirely above the curve. With this one, I do 2 points, draw a chord between them, you'll notice again that it's completely above the curve. So those two are convex, these ones are concave. And again, the best way to notice whether it's convex or concave is to draw a couple of points between them. So I draw a couple of points, draw a chord, and this time it's not above, the chord is actually below the curve. So there are two basic ideas that we've got today, convex and concave. We're going to look at something as well called inflection in a moment, but let's just get this sorted first. So one of the things that we need to think about with these convex and concave ones is thinking about what the gradient's up to, in terms of is it positive or negative, and also is it getting more positive or is it getting more negative. So for the first one here, you'll notice that the gradient is positive everywhere, so we can say that dy dx is greater than 0. And then we also need to ask ourselves, what can we say about the rate of increase of the gradient? Well, the gradient here is fairly shallow, and as it moves around the curve, it's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. So that means that the rate of change of the gradient is bigger than 0 because it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The gradient's getting steeper and steeper and steeper. So d squared y dx squared has to be positive. So what I'd like you guys to do is just have a look at these other three, and can you decide what dy dx is, and can you decide what the second derivative is up to as well. So just have a quick go at those and come back to the video, please. So hopefully doing these were fairly easy. Dy dx is less than 0. For this one, we've got dy dx is greater than 0. The gradient's positive everywhere along here. And for this one, the gradient is less than 0 again. So what's going on? Well, this one, the gradient is less than 0. However, thinking about what's going on with the gradient, it's getting less and less and less and less steep all the way along. Because it's getting less and less steep all the way along, that must mean that the rate of change of the gradient is positive. If that doesn't make an awful lot of sense to you, what I'd like you to do is get a graphing calculator and do something like graphing, GeoGebra or Desmos, whatever. Draw a cubic curve of some variety, then the gradient function, and then the gradient function of the gradient function, and hopefully that will show you what's going on there. We'll look at it at a moment in GeoGebra anyway, but just in case that's really not clear, have a look at that. For this one, what's going on here? Well, the gradient is positive everywhere. However, the gradient is starting to get shallower as we go along. The gradient is becoming less positive. Because it's becoming less positive, we've got dy squared dx squared is less than 0. And for the last one, we've got the gradient's negative, and it's getting more and more negative. So the rate of change is also less than 0. Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do before you do anything else is just have a quick go at some exercises which I've set you. Can you have a quick go at exercise level 1 and just question 1, thinking about what we've just spoken about using these ideas here. So have a go at those. Once you've done those and checked your answers, can you come back to the video and we'll start talking about inflection. Thank you very much.